Help me get 1 Bitcoin before 2036. I've owned every PlayStation console except the PS3 and the PSP. It just so happened that from 2017 to 2022, the PS4 was the only thing I had to play games on. My computer was unbelievably weak, I could barely do anything except browse the internet. After all these years with the PS4 and now about a year and a half with the PS5, I want to tell you why, as a long-time PlayStation user, I've despised Sony as a company, and honestly, I still do to this day. We'll start with the older reasons and work our way to the newer ones. Let's get started. And reason number one is Sony completely wasted the PS Vita. You really had to try the mess up the PS Vita this badly. I love the shit, man. It could have been the Steam Deck of its time. Sony released a few genuinely amazing first-party games for it, like Uncharted, like Incredible Killzone, and a few others, and they just abounded it. Even so, PS Vita gave me the thousands of happy hours. Maybe that's because I didn't have anything else to play on at the time, but still. I spent around 3,000 hours playing the awful Borderlands 2 port. I've spent over 1,000 hours in Terraria with friends that I'll probably never be able to find again. I still remember one of them. His name was Arsene. It's honestly sad that you can lose your online friends forever. Unfortunately, outside of maybe 10, maybe 20 really good games, there just wasn't much to play on the PS Vita. And that is entirely Sony's fault. And reason number two is no backward compatibility. As a user, I didn't understand this in 2017. And I still don't understand it today. Why couldn't I play games from previous generation on my PS4? I wanted to play Grand Theft Auto 4. And I still don't understand why I couldn't, especially considering it originally ran on hardware that was weaker than the PS4. Meanwhile, Xbox lets you play games from previous generations through backwards compatibility. Back then, I was actually rooting for Xbox. I used to tell everyone, if you want to play games, buy an Xbox. If you want some exclusives, buy a PlayStation. Because I wanted to play games from the previous generation. I wanted to play Mass Effect Trilogy years before the Legendary Edition finally came out in 2021. I wanted to play Dead Space, which, unbelievably, I still can't properly play on the PS4 or PS5. And there are countless other games that are simply unavailable if you're a PlayStation owner. And honestly, as a customer, I don't care why. Sony always talk about the PlayStation 3 complicated architecture. I shouldn't have to understand any of that. I'm the customer. That's Sony problem to solve. And honestly, it never even feel like they seriously tried. Let's be real, if Sony had really wanted to make backward compatibility happen, they would found a way. Reason number 3. Your account can get banned even if you did nothing wrong. This is something that honestly worries me. Your account can get banned, or even your console can get banned even if you personally didn't do anything wrong. Someone can simply hack your account. And my own account has been hacked twice during the entire time I've had it. One of those times I couldn't even log into my account for several days. Think about it. Someone hacks your account, sends people hateful messages, starts scamming others, or does something illegal using your name. And Sony can simply ban your account. Now you can download the games that you already paid for, and once again, they don't even care whether it was actually your fault or not. From their perspective, you're just another user, another number. They don't care about you. An account ban is not even the scariest thing. There is also something called a console ban. And if Sony does that to you, your PlayStation basically become useless. You can't do anything with it. You just have to throw it away and buy another console. Reason number 4. Paid online multiplayer. And like, why? What is this point? Likely, many years ago, I managed to find a glitch in the PlayStation Store where you could repeatedly activate the 14 days trial of PlayStation Plus, and I used that glitch until I had it stacked all the way until 2032. Thank God I haven't had to pay for online multiplayer all these years, but if you actually have to pay every single year, or even worse, every single month, then the console doesn't look like such a great deal anymore. People always say consoles are cheaper than PCs, but are they really cheaper than PCs? When you add subscriptions, expensive games, and all these extra costs, the difference isn't as big as people think. Reason number 5. We have no fucking games. And now we're finally talking about the PS5 generation. Where are the games? The only real PlayStation exclusive we've gotten are the Demon's Souls remake and Astrobot, and that's basically it. That's it. Especially I don't understand what happened with Naughty Dog. Why have we already gone 6 years without a new game from them? After Last of Us, in 7 years we got only 2 major games, and now we're waiting another 6 damn years for their next game. What's going on, Sony? This is the weakest PlayStation generation in history. Reason number 6. Sony lied about only on PlayStation. This one really annoys me. The whole only on PlayStation messages was basically a promise to people who bought the console because they believed they were getting something they could only experience on PlayStation. And I was one of those people. I bought PlayStation because of those exclusive games, and now Sony is releasing them on PC. I understand why they're doing it. Obviously, that the more money, but from customers' perspective, it still feels bad because many people bought the hardware especially because those games were supposed to be exclusive. Reason number 7, it's paying to change your username. Yes, paying to change your username. Many people don't know that they actually charge money for this, seriously. And the funniest part, this feature didn't even exist until 2019. It took Sony years to add something that should have existed from the beginning, and when it finally arrived, it could cause a bunch of problems with your account and certain games. So not only was the feature extremely late, but it also came with risks. And they charge you money for that. It's gotta be shame on them. I really think people should hate Sony for this. Reason number 8 is Sony moving away from physical discs. This is another thing I don't like myself. Sony is slowly pushing people toward digital-only gaming. They want you to use an account that can potentially be banned at any moment. And if something happens to that account, you could lose access to everything you bought, even if it wasn't your fault. No, Sony. Fuck that. I don't want my entire games library to depend on account that someone else can take away from me at any moment. And all these points brings me to my biggest question. Why do I need PS5 after I finish Grand Theft Auto 6? And even more importantly, why would I need a PS6? I've never had a powerful gaming PC. Actually, I was always a console person. I loved consoles. I wanted Xbox to dominate this generation. I genuinely wanted competition. But these two companies are destroying themselves in completely different ways. Xbox is breaking its own arms and legs, while Sony keeps hitting its own head against the wall. And meanwhile, Steam is just sitting there watching everything happen while eating popcorn. For the first time in my life, I actually want to buy a gaming PC, and yeah, I know how expensive they are right now, but honestly, the price won't stop me. Sooner or later, my transition from consoles to PC was probably going to happen anyway, and now it feels like Sony is giving me even more reasons to make that change. Guys, this is my only 4th video on YouTube. I would really appreciate it if you left a comment and told me what you think, because seeing your video get even 5 views can be enough to give me motivation to keep going. I feel happy when I see that someone actually watch my shit. So if you enjoyed the video, leave your opinion below. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm completely wrong? I want to hear what you think. Thanks for watching.